Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my Facebook Live chats. Today we are going to talk about 6 tips to help you succeed on keto. I know we were going to talk about health issues, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because the new year is starting, and we all know that some of us have a little bit of making up to do, and some of us are starting over. And so I thought this one was really important just to make sure we got it right. And that we got it. So hey Vicki, you got my message. I just quick ran over to my computer real quick before I did this. I'm like, okay, she's struggling. Hey Terry, nice chatting. I will get you Kendra's information when we're done here. And I had some quick running around. I got a new phone and I wasn't sure if it was going to fit in my little holder thing. Oh, I forgot to turn my lights on. Does it make any difference? Hang on, I'm going to turn it on and tell me if it makes. Does it even make any difference when I turn the light on? Does it help? I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Wow. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? Yeah, Vicki, but your holiday was worth it. I haven't shared with anyone why, but Vicki had an amazing holiday. I'm so excited for her. And so it was worth it, Vicki. It was worth it. No worries there. But anyway, I don't know if the lights, I turned the lights on. I don't know if they make any difference or not. So I got a new phone, and so I thought, oh my gosh, I got to figure out how to make this work. I was chatting with somebody. I'm like, I got to figure out my camera. Okay, so because a lot of us are, good morning, Sunshine Tina, how are you? Because a lot of our members had some little glitches over the holidays, but you know what? I don't see anything that's concerning at all. I love my Tuesday check-ins. I like to see how everybody's doing. I actually really love Tuesdays. I love to do the check-ins. And, and so anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone like really had a total falling out. We had some that did, and some are starting over, and that's perfectly fine. But I thought this one was more important to do today than our normal health one that I'm doing, the series that I'm doing right now. So let's get started on this. So what we are going to be talking about is 6 tips. One thing I want to tell you right up front, the first one is don't beat yourself up. If you had a problem with keto, hey Jackie, oh, thank you. No, I hear you look amazing. Hey Todd, how are you? I read that post. That was awesome. There was 2 people this morning that said their sons noticed. I think Barb was the other one, and Barb's working right now. And, but 2 of you said their sons noticed. My sons never noticed anything. I mean, anything. And so the fact that yours did is absolutely amazing. But one thing I want to chat about the very first, well, hi, Lynn, how are you? One thing I want to chat about the very first thing is some of you may be thinking that you failed on keto through the holidays, through whatever, you lost some inspiration, time got away from you, that kind of stuff. You didn't fail on keto. Please do not tell yourself that. This is the first tip. Keto failed you. And maybe I failed you because you maybe didn't understand what you could do instead, or you didn't know what to do, or it was just too complicated. And that's on me. That's not on you. I'm the one who created this program. So the first thing I want you to understand is you didn't fail on keto. Keto failed you. I failed you. If you got to the point where you didn't know what to do, or you couldn't find a way to get past those cravings, then that's not on you. That's on me. And so you guys need to reach out when you're having those issues, because I am here to help you. That's what I do, and I love doing it. And a lot of you know, because a lot of you message me, that I will work with you one-on-one, and do not hesitate to message me. If you got something coming up that could be, I don't know if I'm going to make it, you don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, then let me know. Let's see if we can work out a plan. But you did not fail keto. Keto failed you. So I need you to get that out of your head that you messed it up. You didn't mess it up. Keto messed it up. I messed it up. So reach out. Let us know what's going on. Let me know. Message me. I do not want to fail you. That is, it would just break my heart to fail you. So if there is something that you are facing, you need to reach out and let me know. Let's work on it together, because you don't deserve to have the failure. Not at all. You're here and you're making this commitment. And so we need to take care of you. You have to do your part, but by reaching out and letting us know. But you didn't fail. You did not fail. Keto failed you. So that's number 1 right out there. I don't want you guys to think, oh my gosh, I failed. You did not. That was not on you. Well, hey, Joan, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Okay, so another one that I want to talk about is, we have talked about this before, and we're going to talk about it again for the new members, because they probably didn't watch us. You need to know your why. You really do. We had a big, long Facebook Live on this, but I want to hit it again. So, and the reason you need to know your why. And most people say, well, I want to lose weight. Well, that's not your why. That might be what you need to do to get to your why. But you need to know your why. And here's the reason. When you are facing choices and you are looking at those brownies, and the only reason I said that is because the girls had brownies on the day they came over for Christmas. My granddaughters did, and I wanted one so badly. I love chocolate. And so when you're looking at those things and you're tempted and you're at the restaurant and you're like, oh, that looks so good. Now you can have almost anything at the restaurant, but there are certain things you can't have. And you're like, oh, and of course that's the thing that you want, right? You need to know your why. It needs to be planted in your brain. It needs to flow off your tongue, just like saying good morning to somebody does. It needs to be there. So we need to break down that why. Remember, okay, so the first thing we say when we join this, I need to lose weight. Okay, that's fine, but that's not your why. Your why is something deeper. So I want to ask you guys a question. What wakes you up at night? What, like when you go to bed, what do you fear the most? Do you fear you're going to die too young? Do you fear that you're not going to be able to walk down the street and play with your grandkids in the playground? Do you fear you can't get up off the floor? Oh, I remember those days. That was almost always a comedy show when I would get up off the floor. Everyone would jump up and try to help me. I'm like, leave me alone. It was terrible. You need to break it down. So some people were breaking it down the other day when I was asking them what their thought process was when they joined the program. And some of it, they broke down into their why. Some of them are fear of death too soon. Some of them know, one of them knows too many people with diabetes and too many amputations and too many die from it. That needs to be your why. Do you want to watch your granddaughters graduate from college? Do you want to wait until you have great grandkids? What is your real why? Yes, we want to lose weight, but you wanted to lose weight 10 years ago and you didn't do anything about it then, or 5 years ago, or whenever the weight started coming on. So you need to know your why. It needs to be firmly planted in your brain, and you maybe even need to write it down. On the previous one where we did break down your why, we actually had you write a map out that said you started at the bottom and you kind of worked your way up. So you started at the bottom, I want to lose weight. Ooh, why do you want to lose weight? So when you break down your why, keep asking why. So I want to lose weight. Why? Because I want to be able to enjoy life. Why? Well, because I want to be able to take that amazing vacation like Jackie did. Why? Well, because I want to have the energy to take it. Why? Because I get to spend time with my family. Why? Because I want to live longer. I want to be there for my kids and my grandkids, and I'm not ready to leave this earth. Or I'm afraid of for me, it was neuropathy. Scared me to death. It was like, oh my gosh, I knew people who had amputation. That was my why. Now, I also had the why I wanted to be around for my grandkids longer and things like that. But I knew with a neuropathy that I wouldn't be. I knew that. And yes, they were my ultimate why, but my why came up to neuropathy. The neuropathy went up to the top level of my kids and my grandkids. But you have to break it down. So why today? What do you need to change today to make it to where you want to be? There has to be a why in there. So the biggest thing I need you guys all to do is break down that why and have it spill off your tongue. You know, if someone says, why are you doing this? You know immediately why you're doing it. It is not to lose weight. I mean, yes, that's the ultimate goal. That is a goal, but it's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is something else. Maybe you need to get off your meds. Maybe because you're sick all the time. Maybe because you're tired all the time. Maybe because you don't have the energy to play with your grandkids. Maybe because you don't have the energy to go for walks. Any of those things. But you still have to start at the bottom, which usually is losing weight, and then work up to why. Because you needed to lose weight a long time ago. We didn't do anything about it then, but we're doing something about it now. Something sparked it. Something said, oh my gosh, I need to do this now. Not next year, not tomorrow, now. So that's the other big thing. Break down that why. That will keep you motivated. So at that time when you're looking at those brownies like I was, you're going to say, no, it's not worth it. You know, you will know it's not worth it. You will know it in your head because you spill that why out each and every day. You tell yourself why you're doing this, and that will help you overcome those temptations. So that's a key factor. Get your why in order. Get it to where you know it off the top of your head. It's called an 8-second elevator speech. You can spit it out to anyone. They can say, why? Why are you doing all this? Because blah, 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 blah. 8 seconds, you need to get it out. And when you can do that, you will be able to resist the temptations. You will, because you will know that one little brownie is not worth not reaching your goal. It's not worth your why. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Now we're going to get into a little bit. Okay, so we talked about what keeps you up at night. So now, the other thing we're going to talk about, you're going to think of something else. Get prepared. So prepare to fail. Plan on succeeding. Prepare to fail. Sounds weird, right? It's not. So you plan on succeeding by the meal prep, by following the recipes, by not cleaning out your cupboards, all those kind of things. but do you prepare to fail? And what I mean by that is, so you've gone all day and you've done great, you've eaten all the meals accordingly, and you've not cheated, you've done exactly what you're supposed to do. And then at night, you sit down, you watch TV, and you're tired, and you're like, oh, I really want a snack. Oh, I just want one. That's preparing to fail. So how you prepare to fail is you plan for it. So if you know you have a weakness, if you know there's a time, and it could be a family dinner, it could be after you eat, when you sit down to watch TV, it could be right first thing when you wake up in the morning. Everyone has different moments in time where the temptation is harder. So you prepare to win, but you plan to win, but you prepare to fail. So let's say it's the after dinner snack, because I'm kind of notorious about that. You need to have stuff in your refrigerator ready for you to snack. Your cucumbers, your olives, your pickles, your celery. Those are basically zero carbs. They're not going to hurt you. But don't just have them whole in your refrigerator. Have them ready. So all you got to do is walk to your refrigerator, pull out a little Tupperware, and it's ready to munch on. If you put them in there, and you still have to peel the cucumbers and slice the cucumbers or clean the celery or do any of that, if you put them in there like that, you will be, oh, but it's so much easier to grab chips and dip. And it is. All you do is grab a bag of chips and a container of dip, and you're chomping away. And we know that remember the old Lay's commercial, you can't just have one. We know that. So prepare to fail. By preparing to fail, you have to know your times of weakness. And even if that's going to a family dinner, if everyone is having appetizers, then take the appetizers that you can eat, but prepare to fail. So plan to win, prepare to fail. Have something at hand. Now, how you also prepare to fail is you clean out your cabinets. You get rid of anything and everything you cannot or do not want to eat. Get rid of it. Donate it to the food pantry. Give it to a neighbor. Give it to your grandkids. Do whatever. If you need something, so say the grandkids are coming over, your kids are coming over, and you want to give them, like we gave ours when they came over the day after Christmas, we had hot chocolate and cookies. I went out, I didn't have time, because a lot of you knew I went down to Iowa because of my dad, but I didn't have time to do the baking, so not a problem. I went and bought some. I did. I went and bought some, and as you saw something, I commented back on somebody this morning, our 9-year-old granddaughter, she has the biggest heart of gold. And so when they were getting ready to leave, she got a baggie. I had laid out some baggies. She got a baggie, and she was filling the baggie full of cookies. And oh my gosh, my son was mortified, because we're really a family really big on manners, as pleases and thank yous, and you never ask, you wait to be asked, and that kind of stuff. So my granddaughter was filling the bag, and her dad's face just started to go, and I started to step in, and she's like, Dad, you know Grandma's rules. They can't stay here. We have to take them home. Yes, because we have those rules. I prepare to fail. So I went out, I bought them their cookies, and I bought them some brownies, bought them some ice cream, bought marshmallows, hot chocolate, blah, blah, blah. And everything went home with them. And I had snacks for me. I had my celery, and I had my olives, and I had my pickles, and I had my cucumbers that I was munching on while they were eating the cookies. Did I want a brownie? Oh, I did. But I prepared to fail. So I was ready for that moment. That's critical. You have to be ready for that moment. We all know when they're coming. We do. We have habits that are hard to break, and we know when they're coming. So if you have them ready, like I said, not just whole in your refrigerator, that's not going to do you any good. You have to have them already cleaned and already put in the refrigerator and be ready to go. So there you go. Plan to win, prepare to fail. All right. Let's see who else. Okay. So next thing is, we go over this a lot, but I want to talk about this some more. I've been chatting with some people on Messenger about this. I want to go over fats again. Fats are a funny thing. Everyone says, oh, keto is high fats, and they are. It is. Keto is very high fats. But let me explain to you why we use high fats. There's all kinds of other reasons, but the main reason is it keeps us full. Fats keep us full, and it gets our hunger under control. So that first month, I pile, in that meal plan, I pile fats on you. I do. I pile them. That's why after the first week, you're like, oh my gosh, I do not want to eat 3 meals a day. I soak you in fats. And that's exactly what we want. We want to get lots of fats in you. And so that way you control your hunger, you control how much you eat, and fats keep you full, you eat less, and blah, blah, blah. And that's important. But here's the deal about fats that people don't understand. And that's where I failed you, not you failed keto. Fats are something, and they call it a lever, and that's all fine and dandy. But each month, so as you get to the point where you are not hungry between meals. If you can easily skip 2 meals, you need to cut the fats back. You need to cut them down. And the first way you're going to do that is if you're using chicken legs, don't use chicken breast. Use lean cuts of beef. Use all lean cuts. Use turkey bacon instead of regular bacon. Or just cut your bacon out altogether. Have less eggs. But you need to cut them down gradually, because what you don't want to do is have your appetite then escalate. You want to make sure your body is fat adapted. So that's critical. And when you follow the meal plan, it does that naturally. It does it naturally. That's why there's a different meal plan every single month. You cannot do what we're doing, and I don't know why programs do it, but you cannot do what you're doing eating the same meal plan month after month, because here's the deal. Your body has now converted to using fats as a source of energy. That's where the ketosis comes in. When we deprive it of carbs, it has to have energy, and it always got energy from our carbs. Now it doesn't have those carbs. So your body will naturally produce ketones. Once your body starts using those ketones for energy source to your fat, then that's called ketosis. So our body produces ketones, it goes in search of fat, and it uses those as energy. That's ketosis. So here's the issue with that. And I know we've talked about it before, but I want to really hit it really hard. It first uses the fats you feed it. So on the first month, it doesn't matter, because we have a purpose. We have a purpose. We're feeding our body fats. We're getting it to convert ketones into ketosis. And yeah, it will use your stored fats after the fats you feed it. So the first month, you feed it a lot of fat, so it's going to use that first. The second month, you want to start lowering those fats, because you want your body to use your stored fats. So each month, we have to start lowering those fats. Now, there's a balancing act. We have to make sure we're not hungry between meals, because if we start increasing our food consumption, that's not going to help us at all either. So there is a balancing act. So each month, I lower those fats just a little bit at a time, just a wee bit, because we want our bodies to get fat adapted, but once they're fat adapted, we want to start cutting them back so our bodies will use our stored fats, not the fats we put in our mouth. Does that make sense? So when you can easily skip 2 meals, and you're just not hungry, like I skip breakfast and lunch all the time. I eat late afternoon, and then I usually have a little bit for dinner, but not a lot, just because then I'll get too hungry in the middle of the night. I wake up like, I'm really hungry. And I don't like to do, I wake up in the middle of the night enough. I don't need to have that. So you just have to do that balancing act. When you can easily skip 2 meals, start cutting back on those fats a little bit at a time. And if you need help, you need to message me, and I will help you walk through it. I've just been working with someone on that yesterday and today about a couple of people actually, on how to do that. You can still do them with the meal plan you're on, because all our bodies are different. And so you can still do it with a meal plan you're on, but you need to let me know, and then I'll help you start cutting those out just a little bit at a time. First thing I suggest, if you're in ketosis and you've got a meter and you're monitoring it, first thing I suggest is cutting down on your meats to make them lean meats. Second thing I suggest, if you're using MCT oil, is to cut that out, but monitor your ketone level, your ketosis level, so that way you're not cutting out too much too fast, and monitor your hunger level. So that's another big thing. Fats people get confused on. They think, no, I need to eat lots of fats. You do at the beginning, but not after that. You need to start cutting them back. So monitor your hunger level and let me know. I will help you with that. All right. The other thing I want to talk about is getting a mentor. Now, I know a lot of you always say, I'm so sorry to bother you. That is just not a problem. The one thing that I have noticed with people is they'll talk to a family member and they'll say, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, how can you go without breads and blah, blah, blah. You do not want someone like that to help you with keto. You don't. They're not going to help you. You don't want someone who's in the same boat as you either, because you each are going to ask each other questions that neither of you really know the answers to. So make sure that you reach out in the group. There's enough people in that group who have been in this a long time and they know how to help you, but you can also reach out to me personally. I do not want to fail you. I don't. It is my mission in this life to help each and every one of you live the life that you really want to live. And that starts with weight loss, but it doesn't end there. So make sure you have a mentor. And if you don't have someone in your life who's also doing keto who actually knows the answers, then you reach out to us or you reach out to me personally, because it's really important to me. We're getting ready to start a new year. Hopefully 2021 will be so much better than 2020. I don't know that it could get worse. Let's be honest about it. But A mentor is very important. Just message me. It's all you need to do, and it doesn't bother me at all. It's like the preparing to fail. It's like cutting back on fats. It's all those things. It's like knowing you're going somewhere and you're not really sure what to do or how to handle it. Those are things that you need to reach out to somebody and get some help on. Don't do this alone. It isn't necessary. Going alone on keto or any diet, any lifestyle change, even if it's going to the gym, any change in your life is really hard to do on your own. It is really hard to do. And to be honest, we don't want to mess around with this. We want to get to our goals and live our life and get healthier, get off those meds, and do all the things we wanted to do. So it's extremely critical to make sure that you get the help you need. Don't get the help you don't need. It doesn't matter what your cousin says. If your cousin doesn't know the answers, guessing isn't going to help you at all. Or someone saying, well, it's just one brownie. Yep, it is. Now you're starting over. 2 weeks to get those sweet cravings under control. 2 weeks it takes to get the cravings under control. Just from one brownie. That's how I got myself out of it the other day. I reminded myself, 2 weeks it's going to take me to get it under control again. And I didn't want to do that. I did that a long time ago. I didn't want to do it again. And I had that problem when I started eating that enrichment ice cream where it was substitute sugar, and I'm fine. I'm at my goal weight. Yeah, I'm still working on loose skin and stuff. But first of all, it made me sick and I didn't realize it. But secondly, then I wanted it every night, and it took me forever again to get off the sugar cravings. So yes, it does hurt to just have that one. Now, is it insurmountable? No, it's not. We can get past it. We all, most of us cheated a little bit here and there over the holidays, but it is a pain. So you don't want to ask somebody who doesn't know the answer, doesn't know how to help you. You don't want to do that. So ask me, ask the group. We're all in this together. So those are the tips. So we're going to go over them with you again. Remember, do not blame yourself. You did not fail keto. Keto failed you. I don't want people getting a defeatist attitude. If you get a defeatist attitude, you will give up. And that is just the wrong path to take. The wrong path to take. Know your why. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how important that is. It sounds kind of silly. I get it, but we all convince ourselves of things. I mean, we do it all the time, especially things we don't want to do. Well, hey, Cheryl, how are you? And Claudia, I didn't see you guys pop in. Oh, it's good to see you guys. But know your why. And I just can't emphasize that enough. You have to know your why, because you have to tell yourself what you're doing is worth not having what you're facing. So you have to. You really have to do it. It's so important. But don't just say, I want to lose weight. Like I said, you want to lose weight 10 years ago. You need to lose weight now for why. Make sure you start at the bottom. The bottom is the weight loss, and then work your way up. Every time you ask, okay, I want to lose weight. Why? Well, because I want to live longer. Why? Well, because I want to see my granddaughters. I'm using mine as an example. I want to see my granddaughters graduate from high school. It'd be really awesome to see them graduate from college, and it would be really great to meet my great grandkids. Those are my whys. And my other big why that got me to that point was my neuropathy. And so I'm like, oh, I am not going back. Now, I still have neuropathy, but it's very minimal. It doesn't hardly hurt at all anymore. And that never goes away. There's that damage I did. I can't undo that, but I made it better. And that's all that matters. So know your why. And what keeps you up at night needs to be addressed. If you have something that you wake up in the middle of the night or you lay there and worry about, if it's meds, if it's medication, if it's a medical condition, if it's a loved one, if it's whatever, you need to address that. That comes down to stress. But you have to know that. So what keeps you up at night needs to be addressed. Get prepared to fail. Plan to succeed, prepare to fail. You got to do that. That's critical. That'll keep you from having all kinds of problems. Understand fats, get a mentor, and then, again, the plan for success. So that's it for today. Do you guys have any questions? Because it's really kind of a critical one. We're really, and I know there's all kinds of other, macros and all this kind of nonsense. You guys don't need any of that. You follow the meal plan. You don't need to worry about any of that. These are things that you need to take control of, that you need to do. But I am here to help you. It's what I do, and I love doing it. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Do not ever. Now, most of you know I'm an early to bed, early to rise. So you can get me anytime before 4 o'clock on in the morning, but you are not going to get me after 9 o'clock at night. It's not going to happen. So no, just message me. I will get back to you. You may still be sleeping when I get back to you, but I will get back to you. If for some reason I don't answer, it's because my phone doesn't tell me sometimes when I have a new message from someone I'm not friends with on Facebook. So friend me. That's what I'm here for. Friend me, and then it'll come straight through to me, and it's all good. So Vicky, thank you, Grass. You're the bomb. You are too, Vicky. Vicky had an amazing holiday. I'm still so excited for her. She had a Christmas miracle. She did. I did too. My dad's still alive. And so I think it's all good. My schedule's all messed up, but that's okay. That's about it. Do you guys have any questions? Because it's really important that we get those tips down so that way we can succeed. Yay. We can have the best 2021 ever. Certainly going to be better in 2020. That's for daggone sure. No questions? Well, that was faster than I thought it was. You know me, I always yap a lot. So let's see what Lynn has to say. Thank you so much. Really helpful today. Oh, you're welcome, Lynn. You know the biggest takeaways is they're all kind of big. The fats, you got to know your fats. And the prepare to fail, you got to know how to prepare to fail because you have to have it ready because we're going to fail or we're going to be tempted to fail. And then you got to know your why. If you know your why, everything else will fall into place. So very important, very critical. Let's see. Thank you so much for your wisdom and encouragement. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. You're welcome. I've been there, done that. So I had to learn all these things the hard way. My head got a little sore from beating against the brick wall. Oh, I wanted to talk about electrolytes. Anyone new here? I'm kind of amazed at how many people are not taking their electrolytes. Anyone new here? You need electrolytes. You will be tired. You will get the keto flu. You'll be like, why does everyone feel so good on keto? What's going on? It's because they're taking electrolytes. Now, I strongly encourage people to take the capsule form. According to Vicky, they're horse pills, right, Vicky? But they are critical. Not only will they keep you from leg cramping and things like that, but they give you the energy. We deplete our body of electrolytes because we're not eating all that junk food anymore. Believe it or not, it's like salt. We get sodium in salt, or we get something or other in salt, iodine in salt, right? Well, all those carbs that we were eating, we were getting our electrolytes, and we're not now. And it's certainly not worth going back to eat carbs over. There's a simple way to fix that. Take your electrolytes. I strongly encourage people to take capsules because they don't have artificial sweeteners in them. All these flavorings for water that give you electrolytes have all this sugar substitute and all this other junk in it. And that's not what we're in it for. We're in it to get rid of that nonsense. So I strongly recommend capsules. And if you look under the units, you're going to see under valuable keto information, you'll see that there's a couple that I do recommend. And they're just capsules. They're strictly capsules. According to Vicky, they're horse pills. Wait, what'd you say, Vicky? For sure, horse pills. Yeah. But are your legs cramping anymore, Vicky? Vicky was having terrible leg cramps, and so we got her some. So take your electrolytes. You are going to feel so much better. You're going to have so much energy, and all this keto stuff you've been doing is going to just kick into high gear, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm this totally new person. I don't want you to be totally new because we all love you the way you are. But feeling better is good, right? Vicky, no, you're still not feeling better. Your leg cramps are still there. Well, you better go to the doctor, my dear. You might have something else. If you're still having leg cramps, you might have something else. Hi, Jackie. There's our little fairy tale girl. She had an amazing vacation with her hubby on their anniversary. Fairy tale. That's the best way I described it. It's how I did to my granddaughter. So keep those things in mind. No, what? No, Vicky, you don't have leg cramps, or no, they're not getting any better. Or no, you're not going to the doctor. Vicky does not like going to the doctor. We have conversations about that on a regular basis. Okay, Vicky, answer me. No, they're not better. Very few. You have very few leg cramps now? Yes, you did, Jackie. And her son noticed her weight loss. She put a picture. I don't know if any of you guys read that. I read all the Tuesday check-ins. I love the Tuesday check-ins. And they'd hung a picture up from like 9 years ago, and her son commented. It's like, oh my gosh, Mom, check that out. You are doing great. We had another member too that was saying, or actually a couple members who were saying their family was noticing. And that's exactly what happened to me. That's how all this got started. Was I dropped my weight. I did it quietly. I didn't tell the world what I was doing. And, I don't know why, because that's just my style. And then all of a sudden I went to Christmas and they're like, what the heck? And so that's kind of how all this got started. Believe it or not, that's how this got started. Most of you have heard my story, and it's very true. Yes, much better. Thank you, Vicky. Electrolytes. And yes, in a pinch, if you don't have any electrolytes handy, go get Powerade Zero. I don't want you to use that long term, but it does help short term. Pickle juice helps short term, and mustard helps short term. But long term, you want to take electrolytes. So that's about it for today, you guys. I love you all, and we're almost in the new year. I'm so excited. I have never, ever in my life wished a year away. ever, but I really want to wish 2020 away. It was just kind of a crazy year for all of us. All of us have been affected, whether we lost our jobs, whether we couldn't be in physical contact with our family or whatever reason. All of us have been affected by it. We've had family members with COVID and, worrisome. And, I just heard on the news today, I heard the other day that a 107-year-old lady got COVID. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. She made it 107 years and COVID was going to nail her. And she recovered. She recovered. I want that to be us. I want that to be us, that we are so healthy when we're 107 years old that we can recover from a pandemic. That's amazing. Do you know how healthy that lady must have been? I guarantee she doesn't eat junk. There's no possibility she eats junk living at 107 years old and completely recovered from COVID. That needs to be us. We need to live till we're 107 years old or more. And we can. Oh, and there are new stats on that. I was just reading that. I'm going to do a Did You Know series on it. That people our age who are getting healthy as we move along. Now, granted, if we started 20 years ago, it'd be better. But we are living longer and longer and longer. These statistics, they were that overweight women lose 7.2 years of their life. We die 7.2 years earlier on average. And now the ones who are healthy are actually even extending their life. So see, we could make it to 107 years old if we just give up the carbs. Not totally, but for the most part, give up the nasty, ugly, icky carbs. So that is it for today. Here's to 107 years old. Awesome, right? That would be awesome. I would like that. I'm not ready to give up my life. I'd rather give up carbs any day of the week. Okay, any questions, you guys? I love you all so much. You guys are amazing. You just don't know you're amazing. Get in touch with me. If you're facing something that you know you can fail at, get in touch with me. I will help you. I will help you. There's a bunch of you on here who message me privately. They'll tell you, I don't mind at all. Not in the least little bit. I may say, I got to run to a Facebook Live. I'll get back to you when I get back. I may do that, but that's about all I'll do. So I will walk with you through this whole thing, and we are going to get you to 2021 and reach your goals. And we are going to live to 107 years old plus. So, Jackie, you keep losing me. Well, Jackie, you're here to stay anyway. We're not ever letting you go anywhere. I'm sorry. You're too critical. You are too critical to the group. I love Jackie's attitude. It's always positive and always amazing. And yes, Terry, you're messaging me. Yes, Terry, she is the one who teaches Zumba. Terry's going to help somebody on ketones. Terry does ketone supplements. She sells them. And she's really, really good. I do not encourage you to take ketone supplements unless you need them. I had someone asking me the other day if they should take them, and she took her blood meter and she was reading 3.8. And I'm like, no. You do not need ketone supplements at all. And so she was really excited. But again, she didn't know that was awesome until she messaged me. So don't ever hesitate. Message me. I will help you. That is what I'm here for. That is what I do. And I love doing it. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I got to answer a couple messages. I see them popping in. Yes, Terry, that is who I was talking about. And if you guys get in touch, that would be great. And any questions, you know where to reach me. I'm always there. Well, except for after 9 o'clock at night. Then I'm not there. Before 9 o'clock at night, I'm there. So take care, you guys. Love you. Have a fantastic week. And I will talk to you in the group. And I will see you on Sunday. All right. Bye, everybody.